What's going on, everyone? In this video, we're going to be talking about futures trading and can you trade futures for a living? So with the rise of prop firms, there is so many different available options out there for you to start getting involved in trading futures and or commodities, whatever it is that is kind of your forte. You want to trade oil, trade oil. You want to trade gold, trade gold. You want to trade the NASDAQ, the S&Ps, it's all there and available. Now, if we kind of just go back in time when I really started, right? So for example, when I started trading, the only prop firms that were really around where, you had to put up a ton of your own capital, your own equity. You had to kind of buy into the firm for, let's say, 25,000, 50,000, and then they would give you available assets. More than likely, you had to trade in person at a desk. Now the game has changed very, very significantly. And there's kind of one thing that I do want to point out, right? There's a big misconception that a ton of these prop firms are built for traders to fail, right? Okay, I'm not going to disagree with that. The majority of prop firms are built on taking your subscriptions, right? Your payment for getting into the prop firm, with the idea of potentially you can get funded 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, okay? Now that business model is the same as if you're trading your own equity, your own private capital. What is the statistic that says 80-90% of retail traders fail, they blow their accounts up? It's the same kind of mantra, the same kind of model for these prop firms. They are betting on you to lose. Now, okay, here's another analogy that I kind of want to give you. If you're an athlete, let's say in high school, and you make it to the next level and play Division I, Division II, Division III sports, what is the probability that you make it into the NFL or the MLB or the NBA? The odds and the probability are very, very small. It's only the elite of the elite that are going to actually make it through the ranks and get drafted, go to that next level, right? So if you kind of look at that and you take that into context with, overall trading, okay? If there's prop firms that are available, right, that are out there that will give you cash and give you, equity to trade, it's your job to manage it like a professional. It's your job to treat this like a business. It's not your job to go in there, drop $100 or $50 or $200 or whatever these prop firms cost to join and just trade recklessly, just to think about it. Well, I only put up $100 and they're going to give me $50,000. Don't think of it that way. That $100 that you invest could parlay and definitely benefit you and allow you to be able to make a lot of money, right? But if you don't take it serious and you don't study your craft, you don't journal, you don't work on your mindset, you don't work on your psychology, and you don't have confidence, you are definitely going to just keep reloading and reloading and reloading and reloading before you ever actually see a payout. So yes, it's entirely possible to trade futures for a living. If you've stayed to this section of the video and you've made it this far, here's what I have done, right? So not only do I trade for prop firms, I trade futures, I also trade options, right? On my personal account with Thinkorswim TD Ameritrade, okay? Now I use these prop firms as additional income. What that means is that I'm funded with 3 different prop firms for various different amounts over 6 figures. Okay, so one prop firm I've got maybe $50,000-$75,000 in, another prop firm I've got 100,000, and another prop firm I've got 25,000, right? So accumulative, like as a whole, I've got over 6 figures worth of prop firm trading cash that I can deploy. Now, what I like to do is spread this risk around. What I would definitely recommend, if you do want to kind of take this serious and you want to go elevate yourself to the next level, think about it as a business. Think about yourself as managing a hedge fund, right? Again, we're gonna play fairy tale land here. We're going to think bigger. We're gonna think outside the box. What we are going to do is sign up with one of these prop firms, okay? Let's say $50,000 account. We're going to sign up for a $50,000 account. We're going to take our sweet ass time and we're going to actually get funded, okay? We're going to take our sweet time. We're going to use a good strategy. We're going to use a good system. We're going to manage our risk accordingly. And we're just going to slowly grow that account so that it gets funded, right? So we're going to pass the evaluation, whether it takes 30 days, whether it takes 45 days, whether it takes you 1 week, right? I've passed prop firms for $50,000 in a matter of 5-6 days. I've taken 20-30 days to pass It's all dependent on the market, all depending on what the market is doing, how fast it's moving. Are we trending or are we range bound? Understand that. A lot of times people get into these prop firms or even load their personal accounts and they just come into a bad day. They just come into a bad week when the market is realistically not doing anything. It's just kind of chopping around and going sideways. They make too many trades, they blow out their accounts and they say this sucks, right? And then they're complaining to other people on social media or trying to find some other strategy or whatever. Just kind of play the slow game. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. You're not going to get funded today. You're not going to take a payout tomorrow. Whether it takes you 30 days, 40 days, 60 days, 90 days, it doesn't matter as long as we get that first payout, right? That's it. That's all we're concerned about. Let's get that first payout. So when we pass the first one and we get funded on one account, what we are then going to do, whether it took us 15 days or 30 days, we're going to buy another account. If the prop firm that you're at allows multiple accounts, we're going to buy the second one at the same firm. Okay, so we're going to get a second account going and we're going to start trading that account the same way, nice and slow, really managing our position sizing. So that doesn't mean we're going to sign up for a $50,000 account and we're going to go trade 10 mini contracts. We're going to go play 2. We're going to go play 3 micros, which is MNQ or MES. That's the SPY, that's the NASDAQ. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take another 30 days or 45 days or 15 days, however long it takes you, depending on market conditions, to get that next funded account going. So each and every single day, we're going to kind of slowly work on that second account while our first account gets set up. Now, when our first account gets set up, we change nothing until we get our first payout, okay? What that means is that I want you to trade the same size, the same ticker, the same strategy, in the same system with the same rules until we get that first payout. So if it took you, let's say, for example, some firms say, you need to make $3,000, doesn't matter how long it takes, make $3,000 in profit, don't draw down more than 2,500. Okay, easier said than done. Let's say it takes us 32 days to make that first $3,000 in profit. Right now we're funded. If we already know the game plan and we know that we can do it, and it's going to take around 30 days to make $3,000, we're going to try to take 30 to 45 days to make another 3,000 so we can get that first payout. We change nothing. Just because we're funded doesn't mean we up our size. Just because we're funded doesn't mean we change our strategy. Just because, we're funded doesn't mean if we're taking 3 or 4 trades a day, we go and take 15. It doesn't mean that, well, I made $3,000 in 32 days, I can try to make $6,000 in 1 week. It doesn't work that way. Let's just take another 30 to 35 days, 40 days to make another 3,000. Then we take that payout. At this same time, your second funded account that you have started should be close to or already getting funded. As soon as we take that first payout, we then take profits from that and we go buy a third account. Now that our second account is funded, we start doing the same thing we did with our first account. And then the very first account that we took the payout on, we go all the way down and we just trade one contract for the next 2 to 3 weeks to slowly build up that equity curve and build up that balance on the first account. I hope you guys are following. As we get through and we get through 3 accounts, you're going to start to see you've got $150,000 in portfolio prop firm assets that you're going to be managing. This system will work over and over and over again. You will see that you will get up to 4 accounts, 5 accounts. As soon as you're capped out at one company, go to another company and start doing the same process. The whole goal is to probably get somewhere between 5 to 15 of these accounts, depending on $50,000, $100,000, and getting $500,000, $1 million in funding spread out between different companies in different accounts so we can manage those correctly. If you have 10 accounts that are funded and you blow up one account because you had a bogus, brain fart day and you just didn't follow your rules, that's one account. It's okay. You've already taken a payout from that one account, so that account is free. Don't think about it as a failed, as you're a failure or you messed up. That's fine. Let it go. Take some profits that you've been taking from each of the multiple accounts and then buy another one and continue to do the process over and over. I get really, really deep into this and I have a whole game plan and a whole layout set up in my Discord, in the community, as well as the strategies to help you get there. If you guys want to learn more, make sure to join evolutiontraders.com or join the Discord. That link is down in the description box below. If you guys are interested in getting started with one of the prop firms that I'm talking about, those links are also down in the description box below. Make sure to send me a DM on Discord so I can start working with you. I also offer one-on-one coaching and mentorship, so we can go ahead and get you started and get you set up on this whole process. Again, I would recommend sticking to one ticker, whether that's the ES or whether that's the NQ, and personally start off with micros, which is MNQ for the NASDAQ and MES for the ES. Personally, I trade the NASDAQ because it moves a lot and I can make my money very, very quickly trading the NQ and MNQ versus MES, right? Not saying that one is particularly better than the other. It's just what I like to trade. Also on my options account, I trade Nvidia, Apple, Tesla. So I'm constantly watching the NASDAQ 100 anyway. So that's why I like to constantly trade the MNQ and the NQ. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's exactly how you guys can get started trading futures for a living or wanting to get on that career path. Again, it's definitely doable. It's not easy. It's going to take some patience. It's going to take some discipline, and you're going to have to actually work for and have a game plan in place. I'll see you guys on the next video.